So you're at a restaurant with your family. As you look around, you see people of different ages, each of you enjoying your meal. When all of a sudden, time stood still as you looked over at your 3-year-old toddler who was choking and turning blue. Before you can reach him, his body went limp and hit the floor. In a state of panic and confusion, you begin screaming out, begging for somebody to come over and help him. You feel hopeless as you see your son's life slip into a state of unconsciousness. The reaction and the response of those who witness can either help this child's life or it can hinder his life, as permanent brain damage begins after 4 to 6 minutes of the brain not having any oxygen. As for me, being a licensed nurse, I know that I can help save this child's life. But the question isn't for me today. The question is for you. Can you help save this child's life? Are you CPR certified? Today I'd like to share with you why it is so important for each of us to be CPR certified. I'd like to discuss what CPR is, the importance of CPR, as well as its effectiveness. First, let's discuss what CPR is. CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and this is a life-saving procedure that helps somebody who enters into a sudden cardiac arrest. According to the First Aid Trust report, cardiopulmonary resuscitation consists of 2 parts. It's rescue breathing and chest compressions. CPR is most successful when it is done quickly and within the first 4 to 6 minutes of cardiac arrest. Pushing hard and fast is the most important part of CPR, as this allows the blood to be pumped from the heart throughout the body, hitting every single important organ. The recommendation is 30 chest compressions to 2 breaths. However, if you have another person there with you who is certified, you guys can take turns. 15 breaths, 15 chest compressions to 2 breaths. Some key takeaways from what we just went over is CPR is consisted of 2 parts. Chest compressions, which is the most important, pushing hard and fast, and rescue breaths. Now that you are familiar with what CPR is and what it consists of, let's take a look at the importance of why we should all be CPR certified. I cannot stress with you guys enough how important it is for each of us to learn CPR. According to the website ymcadallas.org, about 80% of cardiac victims occurs while they are in their own home. 6.4% of those victims survive, and that's because all people who witnessed didn't know how to perform CPR. Now, 200,000 people die a year. Think about that. 50,000 or more could have been saved if we all knew how to perform CPR. So when you think about it, it's really important for us to know what we're doing. And it's important that we, if we're standing there when a person falls down, we know how to help save their life. So when somebody enters into cardiac arrest, we need to act fast. Once the heart stops pumping, it only takes 4 to 6 minutes for our brain to start dying and permanent damage to occur. When we do CPR, it gives oxygen blood to the body parts to help sustain life. When we act fast and we do CPR within the first few minutes, we are giving that person a chance at a full recovery, and it also doubles their chances for survival. So you ask, why should I learn CPR? Because you can save a life. Imagine you're at home and your mom goes down, your dad, your daughter. If you don't know CPR, what are you going to do? Call 911? Okay, but what if 911 doesn't get here in time? We have all witnessed the emergency that happens and it takes forever for them to come. When your significant other, your loved one, is down on the floor and you aren't taking action, 4 to 6 minutes can pass by like this. and before you know it, brain death starts to occur. It hinders their life. So, research has also shown that only 46% of people help and do CPR because they're either afraid of doing chest compressions and hurting that person, or they don't want to give mouth to mouth. Now, I can admit, before becoming a nurse, I did not want to do mouth to mouth on anyone. I was afraid. But new research has shown that it's not required for you to give mouth to mouth, but it is recommended. But remember, the single most important part is the chest compressions. So if you're afraid of giving mouth to mouth or hurting, trust when I say that when they are unconscious, they won't feel you pressing down on their chest. You don't have to do mouth to mouth, even though it is recommended, as long as you do successful and effective chest compressions. When the person wakes up, they're going to thank you for saving their life. Moving forward, let's discuss the importance of CPR and how it can help sustain life. The simple maneuvers of chest compressions and rescue breaths can help save those who suffer from cardiac arrest. Learning CPR is simple and easy, and it doesn't take more than just a day's training. Classes are available to us at hospitals, schools, pretty much anywhere. To conclude, CPR empowers us to help those who are unable to help themselves. Whether we are performing CPR to save a spouse, a loved one, or simply a stranger, in doing so, we are giving hope and empowerment to those who don't know CPR to go out and get certified. So imagine if you're somewhere and somebody hits the floor and the person next to you doesn't know what to do, but you do. If you start CPR and you act fast, not only are you saving their life, but you're showing the person next to you that you or they must be prepared to take action for their own loved ones or for whoever they are around in a time of need. When I think back to the scenario that I gave earlier in the speech, all I could think about was that 4 to 6 minute time frame that it takes for brain death to occur. That somebody's child, somebody's loved one who is at risk for death or permanent brain damage. Scenarios like this happen, incidents happen, and we can either help or stand by and watch. That poor kid would have been hopeless and lost his life had nobody stepped up to the plate and started CPR. And that's all because we failed to educate ourselves. But if we take action and educate ourselves on how to perform effective CPR, who knows what situation we will be in, and who knows what life we can save. Now ask yourself, would you, in this current situation or in any situation that somebody needed CPR, would you be a bystander and watch as somebody's life slowly slips away? Or would you be the type of person to step up, take action, and begin CPR? One day of training can have a lifetime effect of saving lives, not only to us, to your family, to your friends, but even a stranger. Now, I hope you can see why it's so important to go out and get certified. Because it's not just for me, it's not just for your friends or family, but it can be for anyone. And not only does my life matter, your life matters, and everybody else here's life matter. Thank you.
Yay! I'm sorry.